What's up? What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is past the prop. As you can see, we got a little technical difficulties here. So your boy's rolling on his phone for today. Just bear with me. I want to make sure we get our picks out for you guys. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How we doing, man?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. NBA has obviously been very fun recently. I feel like we've both been kind of, getting into our groove a little bit. I know you've got all the college football stuff. So just a fun time right now. Obviously, we do have, some minor technical difficulties, but hey, we've never let that stop us before. I remember I remember I got COVID like 2 days before, and I still did a pass the prop one time. So we'll keep pushing through. Rain, snow, COVID, internet, whatever it is. We'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah, no, I brought it up to you. I'm like, dude, it's going to be such a makeshift looking thing, dude. But hey, we'll find a way to make it work. Want to get out the picks for you guys here. We can recap. I won't have the full thing popping up here, but I can talk about mine as well as talk about yours there. If you want to start, I believe you had another Cam Johnson play, correct?
Yeah, I won last week I had PJ Tucker 1-3 and Grizzlies money line for a unit, which that one did win. And then I had a half unit play that lost. So I ended up half a unit from last show. And then we also had the Donovan Mitchell 5 threes, scored 44 points, ended with 4 threes. Very unfortunate. He even got pulled and Garland hit a couple. Very annoying, but pretty good show overall. I'll take half a unit.
Bro, I did my first play last week specifically so Mr. Vucevic wouldn't fuck me over. And that fucker found a way to scoop me over, and I bought his rebounds down 3, and he found a way to still hook me, dude. I had Rozier get his 20, right? We got that. And Vuce ended up with 9. Of course. Patrick Beverley grabbed 11 rebounds in that game, bro. 11 rebounds, dude, double-double without points. That's Draymond Green type stuff there. So I was extremely frustrated on that one. And Brandon Ingram did exactly the opposite of what we thought he would do. Dude dropped 40. Dropped 40 in that game on Thibault. Got it at the end. The amount of missed opportunities on layup. I was watching the end of that game, obviously, with the money I had on Ingram there. 2 missed layups in the last 3 minutes. Wide open threes missed. And then Ingram's like, hey, fuck it. We're just going to do it ourselves. And he ended up obviously doing whatever he wanted to do there. So that ended up coming through. The double-double didn't. I thought we would get a couple more rebound opportunities, but the rebounds really weren't there even without Joval in. I thought we'd get a little bit more, but 5 assists, 6 rebounds. I'll take that all day and take it cash.
Yeah, no, it was sweaty. I was watching that one until the last second, but I'm glad I obviously tailed you on that one. I'm glad we got the dub there. And yeah, the Vucevic one, I can take some responsibility there. He only had 1 at halftime, I believe. I just completely gave up. I was like, yep, that's a loss. Unfortunate. He had 9 with 3 minutes left when I opened it up. I was like, oh, okay, we won. Pass the props going great today. So I feel like that keeps happening. When I go to check in on your plays and I just mentally declare them victories, it ended up, not coming through. But hey, that's a pretty bad beat right there. I mean, 8 second-half rebounds, then kind of leaves you reboundless for the last 4 or 5 minutes. But that's the NBA for you.
Yeah, it's tough. Let's take a look at the chat. So today I won't actually get to pull you guys up on the screen, but I can obviously still read your stuff. So Ryan, first guy in here, we appreciate you, my guy. We got Jose in here as well as Pat. Blackbeard137 coming through today with a 30% profit boost for NBA bets. That's what we're here for, guys. I don't usually do those boosts or anything, but hopefully our plays can get you guys to a spot that you like on the slate for today. I guess let's quick dive into our favorite NBA spot. We can talk about that quickly, and I want to make sure that we get all 4 of our plays out before something weird happens on my end here. So what do you got for us in terms of what game you like?
Yeah, this is like the ultimate late night hammer slate. So I know you probably have tons. For me, it's probably got to be Jazz versus Thunder. I mean,
hey, bro, that's mine, dog. We're going the same game. Hell yeah.
Okay, well, I figured you might be going to Dame. I wasn't sure. A lot of good games today. I really can't, complain about whatever you pick, but both those teams have been very good to me so far this season. So that's definitely my number 1 for tonight's slate.
Yeah, I like that one. Obviously, I like Hawks, Blazers as well. Those are my 2 favorites. So can't get too mad. But yeah, I definitely want to target those late games, and just even because they're later now, it just makes me want to bet on them more. So, yeah, I'm very excited for tonight's late night games, and I will have some action in it, and we'll talk about that in a second here. So let's pull up your first play. Bear with me on how long this is going to take to get this up, but I just clicked it right now. We'll see if it pops up, and we'll get to your half unit play here to start.
Sounds good. We're going right back to Cam Johnson right here. Cam Johnson to knock down 2 threes. We're adding in a Robert Williams block. That brings us to minus 135 over on DraftKings. We're playing that for half a unit. I really love the Cam Johnson leg. Obviously, I played this in every single game since he was traded over. And guess what? He's hit it in every single game since he's been traded over. So I'm just going to keep taking it over. It's like it's a system play at this point, right? It's one of those situations where if he's not going to burn me, if he's going to play 28 to 31 minutes, and he's going to play, shoot the ball between 6 and 8 times from 3, then I'm going to bet this every single game. The volume's there. He's a confirmed starter. There's really not that much offensive talent on this team. They need Cam Johnson to score if they want to remain relatively close in this one. I think it's just one of those situations where we just got to keep going back to this play until it burns us. And then this one, it's a way better price on DraftKings than FanDuel. So I was really, searching through all the second legs, and I was between Robert Williams' block and Tatum 7 rebounds. The reason why I went away from Tatum 7 rebounds is he destroyed the Nets on the boards earlier this year, but I'm kind of worried KD being gone kind of takes away a little. Those star versus star matchups are so big. So I went over to Robert Williams' block, who's finally playing full minutes. He's hit this in 3 of 4 since coming back from the All-Star break. I think everybody knows what a beast Robert Williams is in the blocks, and he gets a pretty good matchup right here with Claxton. Claxton is one of those guys who is relegated to the paint. He's not a stretch big, which means he will have plenty of one-on-one opportunities to get those blocks. Plus, Robert Williams and Claxton are like 2 of the biggest block guys in the NBA. So it's not a star versus star rivalry necessarily, but it is kind of 2 guys who take a lot of pride in their defensive ability going head-to-head down there. Additionally, he may get some Sharp minutes. Sharp is very similar, not a stretch big. He's going to be scoring from the paint as well. Dinwiddie, I think there'll be some dribble penetration block opportunities there as well. And then 5, I believe since the All-Star break, we've seen a bunch of guys hit this number. I know the only guy that missed was Brook Lopez, but Giannis did grab a block in that game. So, it did kind of cancel out a little bit. So I'm really liking this combo. I'm going to keep playing Cam Johnson until he burns me here.
Yeah, can't fault you on there. And we like those star versus star, whatever star versus guy who wants to fight for that spot. And we're talking about a guy who's been blocking shots, and I'm going to Walker Kessler today. You stole my game, right? We talked about that game already, but I absolutely love my boy Walker Kessler here. Mind you, this man had a 7-block game 3 days ago? Dude had a 7.7 block game. That is just straight impressive. What I do really like is they just played a couple days ago. This dude had 4 shot attempts and hit this number. He had 15 boards on these dudes. Again, it doesn't even matter that they're getting healthier, right? That Oklahoma City's getting Jeremiah Robinson Earl back there. I ain't afraid of that man, right? We're not afraid of these guys that are fighting in the paint. You got Jalen Williams with a Y, right? I mean, you're not fighting anybody real big there. And without Sexton and without Clarkson, we just been seeing these minutes go crazy. He used to be a 24 to 28 minutes, go hard for the whole time. He's continuing to have that type of efficiency when he's in, but now he's just getting 33 to 35 minutes now, and he is must-have out on the court. Obviously, you got Laurie out there stretching almost in like a 3. You got Olynyk out there still playing quite a bit, but Kessler is still finding a way into this lineup and getting so many minutes. It's really hard for me to get away from him today. And obviously we talk about teams we want to attack in the post, and that's going to be OKC. That's going to be Charlotte, right? And I'm going right back to it here and watching Walker Kessler have 9, 10 blocks on Jeremiah Robinson Earl tonight.
Yeah, no, I was just reacting to Jay's 32 rebound chances versus OKC is absolutely insane. This is one of those spots, it feels like he won't even have to jump over these guys. There's not a single guy in this other team that's over 6'10", that's going to be consistently down there in the paint with him. It's such a good opportunity to not only dominate in pick and roll on offense, but then those offensive rebounds as well, right? He can get you the defensive, he can get you the offensive. I bet he has at least 4 offensive rebounds alone in this game. And you mentioned the blocks. That'll surely be on the card today. I don't want to spoil anything for later. I see my guy NBA Props in the chat. He knows what's up. Walker Kessler's been killing it. So I will never say anything negative about this guy. He's been cashing for me this year.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. It's really just tough to like get away from this matchup, right? I mean, it's like when I talk about college basketball, right? You find those teams that are good at certain things, and if a team is not good at defending those certain things, you're kind of I'm going right to the well there, right? And that's why, again, this is a team you want to attack in this situation, and I obviously really, really like him to continue to do it. I mean, he could easily grab 20 boards, and it wouldn't surprise me in this game, right? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But let's take a look at the chat. So, mind you guys, I'm on my phone, and I'm going I have to go back to go get this one. So we're looking here. Cam 2 threes plus Dinwiddie 5 assists minus 130. Not a bad look there as well. I'm happy to see he's on the 11.5 rebounds as well. Tim, I'm very sorry that this is the first one you have to watch from us. This is not the usual angle you're getting me at. I usually look a little bit better than this, but hey, I guess it's all upwards from here. Let's take a look up top. Don wants another college spot. I like Portland. Portland. I like the over there. I like a couple other spots on the college card. I'm sure I'll post a couple here, but I'm already on Eastern Michigan first half over. Unfortunately, with a crap laptop and me on my phone, I can't check the score of Eastern Michigan at this moment, and I'm hoping they get that first half over because they started at noon, and I love these days with college basketball all day. It's fun. This is the best time of the year. So enough of college basketball. We're heading into NBA stuff. And I'll get it to your second play here, Stu, your 1-unit spot for today. Mind you, it will lag out a little bit here, but let's hope it gets up on the screen at least relatively soon. But, I mean, I can't get away. Dude, I might just lay a hammer on Kessler, dude. How do I not just lay the absolute wood on this play?
I'm completely with you here. I love this spot. I'll be tailing you 100%. I'm kind of mad I didn't come with this play myself. I was so much caught up in the defensive side of it that I wasn't even thinking about those PR right there. But I'm going into another guy that can get us some blocks and a guy that can get us some threes right here. We're going Kelly Oubre to knock down 3 threes. Mark Williams to get us a block, minus 110 over on DraftKings. We're playing this one for a full unit. I'll start out with Mark Williams because his side is very, very simple. In all 9 games without Mason Plumlee, he's recorded a block. And guess what? In 2 of those games, he played 19 and 22 minutes. So it's not like we even need a high volume opportunity. But now that he is the starter, he's obviously in store for at least 25 minutes a night. And I will take that 10 out of 10 times. He's obviously done it so far, averaging 1.6 blocks per game during that span. Extremely consistent, and he finds himself in a very good matchup. Mark Williams is definitely one of my favorite guys to get a block tonight. As for Kelly Oubre, this one may scare a lot of people. Obviously, Kelly Oubre is not someone that I enjoy betting on at all. But the volume's going to be here. And if there is one thing that we all know about Kelly Oubre is that he doesn't have a shot that he doesn't like. If he's getting that ball in his hand, he's behind the 3-point line, that shot's going up. He was playing terribly last game. I know you had Rozier, so you're probably watching. He just kept shooting over and over. It was actually insane to me. And he actually did help them get the game a little bit closer eventually. He bricked like the first 10. So that's the Kelly Oubre experience for you. When you look at the last 5 games without LaMelo Ball, he's over in 4 of those last 5 games with this one miss being on 8 attempts. We know the attempts are going to be there. We know the volume is going to be there. And guess what? Over the last 30 days, the Orlando Magic allowed the 3rd most 3-point attempts per game. They're clearly susceptible to that attack. You don't really want to mess around with them in the paint. They've got Bobo. They've got Wendell Carter Jr. A lot of good rim protection down there. It's a lot easier to beat them from the outside. I think Kelly Oubre will do exactly that. If he's going to shoot the ball 10 times from 3, I'm going to take him to knock down 3 threes in a good matchup here.
Yeah, I'm very happy that you brought up the last game because your boy was hyped that Kelly Oubre was doing shit. And I'm like, okay, Rozier time, baby. And I look, this man had 2 points. This is halfway through the second quarter. He's 1 for 11. And I'm like, this dude just keeps shooting. And then you look at his end numbers and it's like, oh, that was not that bad of a game. He didn't do that bad. Yeah. And I'm like, I watched the first half of that game, and that might have been the worst shooting performance I've ever seen out of him. But again, this is just like your Eric Gordons, right? This is just like your Jordan Clarksons. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And if PJ Washington's out again, obviously everybody knows about the LaMelo Ball news, which is obviously huge news. I think that we're going to see so much shot attempts from Oubre. I wish that some of these books would offer shot attempts, bro. I would have bet Terry Rozier at 20.5. I would have taken Oubre at 20.5. Like, who else is going to shoot the ball on this team? JT Thor?
I would hammer Oubre, man. That would be a blessing. But hey, even if PJ does play, that's just one more person to keep this game closer, to spread the floor, to allow even more shots for Oubre. So I'm not worried. There's no alpha on this team. I think PJ has benefits and he has, some negatives if he plays or if he doesn't. So I agree with you, though. They're just him and Rozier, 20-plus shot attempts. You can just lock that in for the rest of the season.
Wow, my laptop did that quick. I was playing it ahead, like I was thinking a minute was going to be there before it happened, but I'm going right into this one. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably guessed I was going to this play. Atlanta's actually, if you go to like their team numbers, they're not bad against the 3-point ball. But, I mean, I'm going to take Damian Lillard till the wheels fall off. And obviously last game, what the hell happened with Anthony Simons now playing? Dude, they were saying like weeks. Then this man just decides, hey, I'm going to play. And he does it like at 8 p.m. So sorry to everybody who had Damian Lillard in their DK lineups. Couldn't pull him out because there's a 2-hour break before the next start game. So that was the only one there. That is the one spot that the late night hammer kind of comes back to bite you. But I don't really see anybody saying with Dame. I actually think Anthony Simons is actually going to help Dame here. Instead of getting those doubles, you have to guard Simons. He's been fantastic. I think you mentioned he's one of the top 5 percentage 3-point shooters already in the league right now. He spreads the floor, obviously does that very well. But what I wanted to look at is, remember when we were betting Dame and he was at 37, 38, right? And his 5 threes were like minus 140, minus 150, right? He's missed this in 2 straight games. He hit it in the 5 straight games before that, and now we're getting almost plus money on the same play, right? I've gone to Dame threes a lot. It's been a play that I've gone to throughout the entire season, whether Simons is healthy or not, but I'm going right back. The volume is just absolutely insane, and I don't think they're going to give Simons his full workload again, like getting to that 35, 37 minutes. So every minute that Simons ain't out there, I think we're going to see just absolutely chucked up threes. Who's going to guard him? They could put DeJounte on him, but if there's any point where Trae Young is guarding Damian Lillard, this is going to be an absolute, I don't even know what I would use as the word there, but it ain't going to be good for Trae Young. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I like the spot. I agree with you. I think it's one of those spots where even if they're a good 3-point matchup, a bad 3-point matchup, it's Dame we're talking about, right? If he's hot and he's feeling it, then he's going to shoot. And I like what you said about Simons. It makes it so it's very, very hard to double team. Maybe you do send a couple doubles at him. Simons hits 2 threes. You call a timeout and you reevaluate that strategy, right? It's the NBA. You just can't do that when you have 2 great shooters like that on the outside. And then I kind of mentioned to you before the show, I like the star versus star matchup. Trae Young, Damian Lillard, 2 guys that very much like the moment. They like having the spotlight on them. I could see them both kind of almost having a little mini 3-point competition within this game. So I kind of like that these 2 high-level players should elevate each other a little bit as well.
Yeah, I remember for me to get like plus 300, I was betting like 8 threes for Damian Lillard. Yeah. So it's like to get him at almost plus money is just ridiculous. I always related to like, you can look at numbers on all these things, right? But I always relate to the Bucks stuff. But like these teams, points in the paint, really good teams, right? Like the 76ers or Miami. Doesn't mean that Giannis ain't going to score dunks on them, right? Yeah. Just if you're good at what you do, obviously these guys are superstars in the NBA. You're still going to find a way to get the job done. And that's what I'm going to bring up there. That's always what I use is you can look at the numbers. I mean, Miami is like top 3 in points in the paint. Yet Giannis still decides to drop 30 on him casually almost every single time. And he ain't shooting that many threes. So Dame here, I would not be surprised to see 12 to 14 threes back up. These last couple games, he's been down. He's been down on amount of threes and volume 9 and 8. Right, he's still chucking them. So I think we're going to see some fat volume here again for Damian Lillard.
Yeah, and like people that know me know that I like to bet on PJ Tuckers of the world more than I like to bet on the Damian Lillards of the world. And a number like 5, I think, does seem a little bit crazy if, you're not watching what he's doing every night. But, man, if he's going to shoot, like you said, 12, 11 times on a nightly basis, then it's kind of 3 is like the number's relative, right? So it's really based on how many attempts you're taking per game. And if he's just going to keep shooting that much, kind of like the same logic with Oubre, then you got to just trust him to fall at a certain point.
Yeah, it's the same logic as Oubre, but
he's way better.
That's what I mean. But I guess that's also why we're getting 5 threes versus the 3 threes there. So, but yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I was just waiting for you to finish there. I'm like, but it's Damian Lillard. So.
No, I mean, I completely understand that. Just even a little look behind the curtain. Oubre was like my first play of the day. I locked that in this morning, and I'm like, maybe I should only play this for half unit on the show. It is Kelly Oubre we're talking about. It's really hard to kind of trust, these inconsistent guys like that. But yeah, there's surely a skill gap between those two players. But hey, same kind of logic for both of them.
Oh, I love it. Unfortunately, it's going to probably be a little shorter, quicker show. I actually kind of like these when we just pop in, pop out, and get all those plays out to you guys. But if you had to look I don't need a full-on long shot from you because I can't really pull it up on the screen here. Is there a guy that is kind of in your head here to possibly be on that long shot spot?
Oh, yeah. I sent it in the private chat. I forgot you're on your phone, though. That's a good point right here. I'm going Michael Porter Jr. to knock down 5 threes at plus 360 right here. It's the same kind of logic as Donovan Mitchell. That in my head, when I went to go look at the numbers, I was expecting it to be like plus 250. High volume guys that, frankly, they're hit or miss, right? You're gonna get a 1 for 8 sometimes. For example, when they played Memphis a little earlier this season. They got blown out. They got destroyed. Michael Porter Jr. only played 19 minutes in that game, but he went 1 for 7. So it's one of those situations where he fits exactly what we're talking about, a guy that is going to keep on chucking. This is a pace-up matchup as well. The Grizzlies will definitely push that pace for the Nuggets. We know the Nuggets like to play a little bit slower. I'm not sure if anyone has the numbers on this. I would bet a decent amount of money, though, that Michael Porter Jr. has the most transition threes in the NBA. This is a guy, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's not going for a layup. He's not going for a dunk. He wants all 3. And if he's going to keep knocking them down at such a high level, then I'm going to keep trusting him. So I like Michael Porter Jr. to knock down 5 threes plus 360 over on DraftKings right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that's going to be a terrible price, but I'm probably just going to go for Dame 45. Give me Dame 45 points, dude. Like, I love these matchups. And even, I mean, there could be a point that we miss our 5 threes and he still drops 50 on these dudes because the dude's shooting 90% from the line and averaging like 14 free throw attempts per game. So I have Trae Young. I have a team that fouls a lot in the Hawks. So even if we are not shooting the threes and we're not getting there on that, I would love to see what that price is. Obviously, I can't pull that up at the moment here, but I would take 45. I mean, I don't think they're even going to offer 50 on there on FanDuel. I don't think they offer that, but I think I saw 45 a few times there, and I will be grabbing that very, very, very quickly because I think that people are going to start seeing that Trae Dame matchup and just kind of seeing salivating at the chance to grab 2 stars going at each other.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I'm looking it up right now. They don't have the 45 up. It should be up a little bit later because they do it sometimes. Like his alt lines go up to 45, but they're blacked out. It won't actually let you click on them, unfortunately. So it looks like they're trying to hide it from you right now. The highest it'll let you go is 42, and it's plus 240 for 42 points.
Damn, and then that last 3 hopefully gives me plus 200 extra on there. I'm hoping for a plus 400. Spot. That is just so wild to me that we're only getting that price on a 42.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet. Yeah, that Ryan, don't bet that. 249 for 45 points is like ridiculous. Like I think. Well, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with you here. I don't know if I can go 45 points if it's not like 6 to 1 maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm wanting at least 450 to 500. I would take it at.
Yeah, even then, that's probably not enough for me. Like, I mean, it's a new year though, right? I'm kind of thinking of these last couple seasons where we rarely saw these huge performances. We're seeing it
casually now.
Yeah, everyone's going off. Like, if you're a guy that shoots the ball a lot, you can score 40 now. But yeah, that's a tough price right there for sure.
Hey, just think about it like this: he already has 17 points on free throws. He just got to get the rest of it somewhere else. He's got to get 28 and other shots. And the way he's been efficient, it's tough because he's shooting 92% from the line, dude. They're just free points. They're handing him free points. And he's very, very good at drawing the fouls, even though he actually gets hit. And he's not like Houston Harden there. But, I would definitely take that.
And then I see in the chat, we're giving a little Michael Porter Jr. Discussion of his home game logs. Yeah, he's been absolutely destroying it. Another look, too. I don't want to spoil all my plays for today, but I think Michael Porter Jr., like 3 threes, you bring it down one, and you add in Jokic assists, you get that little correlation right there. I think that's a really good spot. NBA props mentioned the corner shooting, the outside shooting. Jokic is going to have a little bit of a tougher matchup. Obviously, the Grizzlies are another one of those teams that's pretty solid at defending the paint, especially with JJJ down there. So I think we could see a lot of doubles, a lot of kickouts, and hopefully it's not my guy KCP. Hopefully Michael Porter Jr. keeps knocking him down.
Ooh, I hope you boys lock that in. Anthony Simons just got ruled out. It's game over, bro. I'm getting that 50 piece now. I hope you guys grabbed it and you got it right away. You 26 people that are in here right now, hopefully grab those because that number is about to get absolutely nuked.
Okay, I'm texting my buddy to try to get down a couple bucks on the 42 points plus 240. We'll see if he gets there in time. I'm in now. No Simons, we're going for 70, baby.
And just the casual 42% usage rate that that Jay propped in there, dude. I mean, it could be higher tonight against the Hawks in that fast pace of a matchup. Be all over Damian Lillard tonight. I'll beat everyone.
Wow, okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad people are obviously here live. Hopefully they're able to take advantage of that. That's the NBA for you, man. Timing is everything out here. And news, obviously, what's the deal with that? Is it ankle? Is it the same?
Yeah. He's just probably sitting. I would assume it probably just got swollen or something after the game. Oh, Terrence is cooking right down there, man. He's absolutely cooking down there, coming up with some stuff. Just got the hammer on 36.5. Hey, I love that. I love it. I'm sure it'll end at like 38.5 against the Hawks.
That's what I was going to say too. It's probably, which is once again just insane that we're at a point right now where that's his day-to-day life. But that's going to be a fun game. I'm actually more excited to watch this game now. Like you can't
switch your favorite, bro. You can't switch your favorite. You picked OKC. You can't like this game anymore.
Hey, they're on a different time, so I get a nice little hour gap right there. It'll be fun.
All right, perfect. We're right at that 30-ish minute mark. Actually did pretty good. I'm surprised this worked the way it did. If we sweep, maybe I just have to. Yeah, Damian Lillard, 40 points, is now at 175 now. So we're starting to see that money come in, and that's obviously good for all of you guys who were able to pop in here live with us. If we sweep this, if we start hitting these long shots, man, I might have to do it on my phone all the time and just do it at this weird angle that I've been finding here. So, let's do a quick recap. We're not going to have the plays up on the screen, but we'll do a quick recap there and get ready and get out of here for the season.
I also wanted to hit Alan's question. I forgot it earlier. But yeah, about the Fultz 14.5 points. Do you have a lean on that one? Because I've seen our guy G-Dog over on Twitter. He's been hitting his threes recently. Just 1 3, I think. I don't think he's been getting too greedy right there. I know that's been winning. Do you have a take on this prop or no?
I've only bet Fultz with assists involved. I do a lot of rebound assists on Markelle Fultz. That's been the most bet spot. I've done points assists, but I've never just strictly done points. I just like having that other option just because we've seen so many of these games where he's getting like 8, 9 assists, clearing that number by like 3 or 4. So I have not bet his points so far this year. I probably won't do that now, but you also got to remember Charlotte's awful at rebounding. They're terrible against assists. They're bad at everything, dude. Yeah. So I would rather have the opportunity to get other stats involved in there just because we've seen those games where Fultz has like 8 and then he has like 9 boards, 8 assists, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a casual game for him. And I think that if we're going to go against this team in this fast of a matchup, and I don't even know if Terry Rozier guards this man, he might drop 80.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know about 80, okay? Hey, listen, not everybody can do it. I was exaggerating earlier right there. But I agree. I think PRA or even PA would probably be a look I'd be slightly more comfortable with. But like you said in the comment, too, 30-plus minutes per game has been the biggest surprise to me. I even saw 36 since the All-Star break. So obviously the fact that he is kind of playing those minutes is good, because the worry of Cole Anthony just coming in and stealing your minutes has been kind of frustrating. But even Anthony's been having some pretty good games, and he's still been playing through it. So I like Fultz. Obviously, with how many times he's fallen on 14 points exactly, that's kind of the parlay brain in me telling me to bring that down a couple points, throw in a steal. But I understand that's not everybody's style.
All right. I will let's do a quick recap here, and then we'll get on out of here for the guys.
Yep, sounds good. I can start us off. I went with Kelly Oubre to knock down 3 threes and Mark Williams to have a block. That one is, let's see, was it -110 over on DraftKings for 1 unit? And then our other spot was Cam Johnson to knock down 2 threes and Robert Williams to have a block. That one is -135 for half a unit.
Beautiful. And I'm going to be heading over to Utah. Walker Kessler over 22.5 points, rebounds at -120. And then I'm hoping you guys were here and grabbed it quick, because I think this is going to just get absolutely destroyed here. Damian Lillard, 5 threes at -106. If anybody could post what it's at right now, I would really appreciate that. And yeah, let's what do you got for the people here, Stu? What do you got for them before we dip out of here? Quick show, but I really like that. I like all the spot we got today.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just see another comment too about the Grizzlies playing Jokic one-on-one. I think that is a very interesting comment actually right there. I was not watching. I will say it worked. They blew him out that game, so we could see even more one-on-one coverage, which definitely would reduce the assist chances. So that's fair.
I don't know, dude. That wasn't Steven Adams playing there. Like, Steven Adams is one of the only dudes that doesn't move. He's a fucking block.
I think Adams has been out for a while. I think that was JJJ still, because it was only like a week or so ago. It was a recent game. So I think that is a very fair point with the Jokic, because that's one of the biggest deals, right, is that everybody is kind of doubling him. But, yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I think 3 assists also was because of the blowout too.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, I love taking unders against Steven Adams because the dude is he's so tough, bro. He doesn't move ever, dude. He just sits there, and you can't move him. And then you just have Jaren Jackson coming from the other side, and if you do try to shoot it. So, tough team. I think it'd be fun to watch them in the playoffs here. Yeah,
but sorry I keep ignoring your questions and then going to the chat right here. For the rest of the day, I've got plenty of stuff. Our guy NBA Props is in the chat. We went 1-0 on a collab yesterday. I think we'll be running back another collab also. If you missed it, me and Prop Bomb posted Chris Paul over 8.5 assists last night at 1 a.m. A nice little collab play right there. It's up to 9.5. If you still have that at plus money, I still think that's a good spot. So plenty more NBA plays today. I'm loving the slate. I've got at least 2 or 3 more to fire out. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, great slate. I actually like this one. Wednesday, I was a little bit skeptical. So I'm happy that we actually have a slate that I'm going to like. I'm going to be doing my DraftKings stuff. I'll be all over that. Obviously, watching my golfers suck in the second half of the day here with 45-mile-an-hour winds. I'm going to see like plus 12s. So I'm excited about that. Just excited to lose money on some shit golfers coming out there in 45-mile-an-hour winds where we might see some plus 10s out there. So shout out Joel Damon for screwing me over in the first time after. I thought that after he got like super famous, he would do something, and then he decides to drop a plus. He had 4 double bogeys or worse, so that was awesome. So shout out to that. So yeah, that was fun to watch this morning.
I actually tried to take advantage of it. I thought I'd be able, because Prize Picks allows you to bet on how many strokes people will have per game. And I was like, I'm going to farm these numbers. I'm just going to spam all those unders, all those overs with all that wind. And then I opened it up, and the first guy I saw was like Xander, and he was 75 projected for the day. And I was like, oh shit, today's going to be a rough day. If you have a golfer that's going out right now, just get your fingers crossed, because who knows what's going to happen.
Hopefully Adam Svensson can find a way to be +1 or better here, because my other lineup, I have Cantlay, I have Scheffler, and I have Homa and Ben Griffin, all of them in the top 10, and then obviously Joel Damon with a +28 on the course these 2 days. So that's beautiful. So if Svensson takes it, I got a chance to at least kind of get close.
Sounded like you were drowning about midway through that sentence right there, but I definitely got the idea. We don't want to bore the people with too much more golf talk, unless the people want it. We shut off the stream and talk golf for like 15 minutes every time. So if people want that, hey, we can make that Pass the Profit Golf coming to you guys.
Oh God, yeah. Hey, we got enough shit to happening over here. So, Stu, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure doing it at this angle, changing it up a little bit here. Good thing we got that fresh cut, or we would have looked terrible here today. But fortunately, we got that cut up and we got that fade going. So I'm hyped. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a couple more winners today, and hopefully, we'll be back to the normal schedule here. And we'll be able to get some more winners for you guys. So have a good one. Best of luck, and we'll talk on Monday, guys.